Hello, grads of 2025 and families. Happy Sunday, January 31st, 2021. So January is over. Here we are. So I know today I said I was going to talk about course planning. I am. I'll get to that in a minute. But there's a step before course planning that needs to be discussed that's really important. And I will be discussing it a little bit probably every Sunday. I'm going to touch on it a bit. It's that important. And that's mental health. So Thursday was Bell Canada's Let's Talk to highlight the importance of mental health and the importance of removing stigma around mental health. And in the spirit of that, I want to address that because I know a couple of things about this time of year for grade 8 in particular. Course planning feels like this big, important thing, and it can create some stress. I want to reassure you that you can change your mind about anything and that everything tends to work out. So please don't stress about course planning. But the other thing I know about this time of year for grade 8s is that often there's a sense of mourning that can occur, a sense of sadness. I've seen a lot of kids go through this in sort of February, March of grade 8 of having to really let go of elementary school and realizing that the end of an era is exciting and some sadness can come up about that too, and that's normal. So you throw that in with the stress to have to choose courses for grade 9, which shouldn't be stressful, don't worry, but sometimes it is for kids. And throw in that you started high school and finished elementary school in a pandemic, and that you've been home a lot doing school in a very different way than anyone ever imagined anyone would be doing school. And we have a lot of factors at play that could impact mental health. So let's get out in front of that, shall we? In the spirit of taking stigma off of mental health issues, I know that struggling to learn or struggling to manage school can create stress, and so I will share with you that I have ADHD. And I was diagnosed very late in life. I was diagnosed only last year. So imagine understanding finally at my age that explains why I forget appointments and I struggle to track a sequence of events, and sometimes I feel overwhelmed and tired, and so much more. People think ADHD is just not being able to focus. Not at all. Not at all. It's a dysregulation in focus and a dysregulation in management of feelings and time and materials. So I want to be very open about that. I also want to reassure you, you're in good hands. I promise. At my age, I've figured out lots of accommodations to make me still be very effective and to overcome my challenges. And they work very well. So one of the accommodations I make for myself, and many of you have already been made aware of it, is I ask for your support when you come into my office to not take it personally if I don't remember your name. That's a short-term memory issue. The minute you tell me your name, I'm going to remember everything I'm supposed to be doing for you, but somehow names are the things that just slip through the sieve for me with my ADHD. It's not about you. It's not about how important you really are to me and how much care and attention I want to give you. It's just a little brain blip. So thank you for how gracious those of you who've already dealt with that have been with me. And thank you in advance for those of you who will deal with it going forward. I promise you, I've done it to my son. I've looked at him and it's gone briefly. So that's my brain. That's not you. So whether or not you're trying to manage all the things I've already named and some sort of a challenge with learning or other areas of mental health, If just being a teenager is stressful enough, and it can be, then please do as I've just done and don't be afraid to ask for accommodation. That's why we're here. Remember video 1? Reach out. So no one knows you're struggling unless you tell them, and no one can help you unless you take the help. So the flex time is there for you to come in and get extra support. Please use it. Your teachers are delighted to hear from you, as I've named more than once. Please tell them if you want a little extra help. Don't be afraid of asking the same question more than once or multiple times. It's fine. It's okay if it takes a while for it to sink in or you forget that you already know that. And as I mentioned Thursday night, get enough sleep. There are lots of ways to take care of your mental health, and hopefully by June I've touched on all of them, but nothing's as magical as sleep. That's just a truth. Nothing serves you as well as getting enough rest. Now, there are 3 kinds of rest, okay? There's physical rest, that's the sleep. There's mental rest, where you allow your mind to be at rest. That's when you turn your phone off and lay on the couch cuddling your cat or dog or your favorite stuffy. That's okay to do at 13. That's okay to do at 30. That's when you're in your favorite place. Maybe it's somebody's house. Maybe it's grandma's house. Maybe it's the kitchen at night where the lighting's just right and you get to talk with one of your parents. Maybe it's 3 o'clock in the morning when nobody else is awake and the house is nice and quiet, and that's why you're not sleeping. But give yourself the opportunity to let your mind rest. We will practice some meditative techniques as you get to know me. Maybe it's out in nature, but give your mind the opportunity to rest, okay? And the third one is emotional rest. Whatever your problems are, whatever you're afraid of, concerned about, whatever fears are going on, give yourself 5 minutes. Put them in a box, set them aside, and for 5 minutes, don't think about it. Practice that just for 5 minutes. And as time goes on, you can practice for longer, but start with 5. For 5 minutes, you don't have any worries. There aren't any. Put them in a box and set them aside. So, how is this related to course planning? Well, it won't matter what you choose to do in grade 9 for your electives. If you're not in great shape, if you can't be present for your classes, if you're too tired to focus on anything, if you're worried, if your friendships are falling apart or in strife, if life at home is hard and that's what's preoccupying your mind, you're not going to do great in those classes anyway, and you're probably not going to enjoy them. So you need to be able to be present for your life, for school, for your classes, for your friendships, and without proper self-care, that's going to get hard, and it gets harder as you go. So, as I said on Thursday, the ultimate sign of maturity is doing what's good for you, even if your mom thinks it's a good idea. So try to make those choices for yourself before mom and dad have to tell you to do it. If you want to feel powerful and in control of your own life, you make the choices without any adults having to tell you to do it. Get your sleep. We'll start there today. Get your sleep. Enough. If it means a power nap after school, do that. That's fine. If you have to piecemeal it because you're having so much trouble getting to sleep at night, that's okay. It's valid. But do it. Get enough. And I'm going to teach you one quick trick for calming down if you're really struggling. So you're going to sit up nice and straight. And this is a good trick to do before exams, before you do some homework, before you have to do something you find stressful, before presentations. Okay, sit up nice and straight, feet flat on the floor. And this is called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's that easy. So you start with taking a deep breath in. And you name 5 things you can see. So you can't see this, but I can see birds eating off the bird bells hanging off my deck. I can see lots of plants around my workspace here. I can see the stained glass on the other side of my deck that I set up to make me happy when I'm making videos like this or working at my desk. I can see myself in my laptop, and I can see my laptop. Okay, 5 things you can see. And then 4 things you can touch. I can touch my desk. I can touch my coffee cup. I can touch the plant to my left here. I can touch my legs. Okay. Now, 3 things that you can hear. I can hear the birds out on my deck. I just heard my dog change position. Oh, and my son just called my name. I heard that. And then 2 things you can taste or smell. So I can both smell and taste my coffee. And then 1 last deep breath. Calm your nervous system down before you have to do something that you might find stressful, or if you're just in a stressful experience. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can either smell or taste, and then 1 more deep breath. Okay? Get enough sleep tonight. Don't worry about course planning. There will be many, many announcements about when MyEd is open for you to choose your courses. And after you choose them, there will be many, many opportunities to reconsider and change your mind. It gets a little trickier the longer you go. That is true. If you start a class in September and you realize it's just not for you, I'll do everything I can to try and help you. But it is true that the timetable's tighter and it might be a little more difficult to switch it. It is true that it's a little easier to choose from the beginning and not make the changes, but that's okay. We'll try and we'll get through it no matter how it works out. It's okay. All right, so take care of your mental health. If you need accommodation for anything, go ahead and ask for it. That's why we're here. It shows courage, and it's important to have self-advocacy skills. And if you can do no other thing for yourself, get enough sleep, even if your mom thinks it's a good idea. Okay? All right, happy Sunday. Bye.